everybody. Sorry, I was just getting ready to go live, and then the thing decided to tell me that it's malfunctioned. You know, it's always something, right? Anyway, this is Ginger, and this is Ginger's Chat Show, and today is Wednesday, November 18th. And next week, of course, will be Thanksgiving. Already. Anyway, it's called my Wingy Wednesday feature, and I of course had a good morning. I had like eight and a half hours of sleep, straight sleep, solid sleep, and I feel a lot better than I did, a couple of days ago. Those that don't know it, I had my COVID and flu shot at the same time, on Sunday, this past Sunday, and it didn't really hit me until Monday. When your body's trying to assimilate and get assimilate and trying to train itself to what to recognize they're a COVID virus or a flu virus, okay? And some reason I got those shots because I didn't want to deal with the real thing. Monday, I was feeling so lousy, I just didn't really feel like doing my chat show. Not only that, I basically threw up, and lost my lunch and everything. So that didn't help, and I just, good thing I didn't do this. So, again, I'm feeling better. I got some rest, and it takes a little while. And then, today also, this is still on the personal note, I got my refrigerator fixed. He fixed the fan issue and gave it a little bit more air circulation and checked everything and got that fixed. And then I got a new, it's basically pretty much a new light fixture from my kitchen, because the lights were getting darker and dimmer, and it was getting darker in there, and it wasn't really making things very bright. So he replaced the ballast, because the ballast was on the verge of burning out completely. So replaced that, replaced the light bulb. The one light bulb already went out. So replaced with new ones, with a new ballast, and it's much brighter, much better than it's been before. So that's wonderful. And he also said if the freezer part acted up again, he's not keeping things cold, then call it and report it. So right now it is on record. Anyway, of course, the past couple of days has been kind of wild back in Washington, D.C. And finally, the GOP, you got some good Republicans in there. Not the MAGAs. Those guys are screwy. But you got some good Republicans in there that are trying to do their jobs, but the MAGAs were preventing them from doing their jobs. In other words, they were being bullied by the MAGAs. If you really think about the dynamics that's going on inside the Senate or in the House chambers. I don't think not so much in the Senate, but it's more in the House, okay? Anyway, the Epstein files were released by Congress. They built a backbone, really, and say, enough's enough. And there is one in the 467-1 in the House, and guess who's the one no vote? The guy, I forgot his name, is something. Anyway, he didn't want it released. Well, if you probably dig through the Epstein files and read it, I bet his name is in there. That's probably why he doesn't want it released. A lot of them don't have any other choice. The GOP is right now pretty much in a panic, especially the MAGAs, because they now lost their jobs. Because of their playing around, okay? Not doing what they're supposed to do is running the business in the country, solving problems, doing what they're told to do by us, not by the idiot in the White House. Trump is getting worse health-wise, you could tell. And there was one, I heard it briefly, but there was one doctor that came, broke the silence and said, look, he has dementia, and it's not going to get better, it's going to get worse. And frankly, Trump should be removed from office if he has that. He should be completely removed. Him and the whole cabinet. I don't think Vance should be president. Vance doesn't, I don't know if he really knows how everything works either. Okay? Some of us on his backstory kind of makes you going, And why is his mother against him being vice president? You know, moms could really put out a lot. They raise their kids and they know their kids and they know what Vance is doing is wrong. Okay, some things he did is wrong. Hicks is the same way. He doesn't know how things work either. And he should not be Secretary of Defense. And Hicks, if you say I'm supposed to be supposed to be Secretary of War, Secretary of Defense. And I feel the Secretary of Defense should be a person who served in the armed forces. Served. In other words, he knows all the operations and everything, especially in all the armed forces like the Army, Marines, Air Force, Space Force, Navy, and knows how things work and do things properly. And what I hope is when the new Secretary of Defense is selected, after we get our new president, that they put all the history that women and black people have done to help us stay safe. They're put back in history. You can't erase history once it happens. And that's the part Hicks and Trump need to understand. Trump is so obtuse. You know what I mean by obtuse? It means the person purposely being ignorant and stupid. Trump is being obtuse. And he has no place being president. And he sits there and being rude to women journalists. And he called this, she asked him a pointed question that should be asked. And he called her a piggy. You know what? Trump, you should be slapped for that. You should never insult a woman like that. Or anybody. And no offense to the weasels, Trump is being a weasel. He's being an idiot. Okay? One of these days, he's going to pick the wrong person. It's called karma will come calling. Okay? It'll hit anybody. But he needs to be told, you need to have better manners than that. People need to grow a spine in there. His handlers need to grow a spine. And stop being afraid of him. He's a bully. He's a pathetic little bully. And as you can tell, I don't like bullies. So, And as I said, is the GOP finally growing a spine? I hope so. I hope they invoke the 25th Amendment. And, and they need to impeach him, like now. And they need to, the House needs a new speaker that can whip things back into shape. Well, they say if you impeach Trump, that's being political. I would start laughing. I said, really? And you're shielding a pedophile, you're shielding a 34 count convicted felon, then that makes you an accessory. I think now, after all this is said and done and over with, they're going to find themselves in big trouble. Okay? Bondi and Noam have already committed a number of felonies already, and so has Trump. And they should be in prison for it. Okay? And Trump should not gain recognition whatsoever in history. Should be a little tiny footnote and say, Trump is 34 count convicted felon and in prison for the rest of his life, along with the rest of the cabinet. Something along that line. Okay. Now the government is back to pretty much full up, back up and running, which is good. I'm glad to see that. And the parks need to be put back up and running. Because people enjoy recreation. People enjoy going to, national parks and camp. Some do fall camping. Some do winter camping. Some do summer camping. And then you have a lot of volunteer groups that go in there, like Friends of National Parks in various areas, go in there and they do cleanup and they help and everything else, okay? I don't think Trump has ever visited a national park in his life, okay? And I don't think he's ever watched a sports venue either. Watched the game. Maybe he has, but not entirely, okay? In order to avoid boredom and everything else, like with me, I watch online. I watch the hockey, I watch the baseball, I watch the football. And if it's televised, I watch the equestrian events. Because I used to ride, okay? I wish they would show more of that. I wish they show more of horse shows and equestrian events and how people do recreation and as hobbies and everything. And then farmers. I'm interested in farmers, how they're doing. There's big advancement in farming equipment for the farmers, which really helps them harvest faster and harvest better. Like, for example, I watched Millennial Farmer. He's out in Minnesota. His name is Zach Johnson. And he's fourth generation farmer. His son is his younger son, his son is a fifth generation farmer. He's just learning the ropes of how to run the farm equipment, like the combines and the trucks and everything else. He couldn't drive the truck yet because he doesn't really have a driver's license. So he's not old enough yet, but he's driving the tractor and everything, and he still can't drive the big semi-truck, the big truckloads of trailers to help bring the grain and the corn in and everything, and soybeans in. And so he's not tall enough to reach the pedals yet, as he said He said, I'm getting there, but I can't reach him. But he helped harvest after school. And now the kid is getting a life lesson of hard work and doing what to do. And he loves doing it. Okay. And then I watched I'm a Survivor Sanctuary, sanctuary farms that help animals that have been surrendered or abandoned or abused, and then they're cared for and they're given a really good life. I watched not only I'm a Survivor Sanctuary, but also Jail Ranch. Um, and then there's Longhorn Lester's, but he's focusing more on Jail Ranch. Um, and caring for them, caring for the animals there too. Now at Jail Ranch, he has horses, he has 2 ostriches, he has 3 bulls, and then he's got what 14 head of cows, herd cows. Some of them are bred and they're due for next year. And he raises babies, and what he does, he sells some of the babies to other farmers or other cattle people that need to improve their herd line and keep going and everything. So the promise of no processing or anything, except later on. So anyway, and of course, we have our podcasters and content creators, which I am. We try to create our content, trying to make it interesting. So if you're interested in looking at other content creators, check them out. Like and subscribe them. Subscriptions are free. It's the same way I'm talking about this is on YouTube. Subscriptions are free. Okay. Some do have memberships because they give more exclusive content to help pay for their, creation and everything. And then there's others that they do that and or sell merchandise to promote their brand. Okay. And you're saying, well, there's too much commercials on YouTube. When you get on a video thing and they keep showing a commercial every 5 seconds. Well, I go to YouTube Premium and I don't have to worry about that. Any of the money that the content creators make go to them. Okay. A good percentage goes to them. All does YouTube do is support it. I'm not up that threshold yet. I'm still working on it. But I do need more subscribers for my YouTube channel by the same name, Ginger's Chat Show. So anyway, let me check my calendar, see what's doing. I'm going to use my phone instead. That's my let's see. Call up my calendar. I don't really trust my computer right now because, like I said, it acted up like this. So I find this kind of weird. I will see you on Friday the 21st at 1 o'clock as always. And I'll just keep an eye on the news and everything. Because some of you don't like watching the news. But But it's always good to watch the news and stay informed. You want to stay informed in order to fight this, in order to resist Taco Donnie. I'm going to change it from Taco Donnie to Idiot Donnie. He's not my president. He never has been. So, I don't have respect for him. Because he disrespected us, you and me. He disrespected the country. And you'd think he'd know better. But his parents, his dad basically taught him the wrong thing. It was bad parenting on his dad's part. His dad always taught him, don't take responsibility for your actions. That's wrong. You have to take responsibility for your actions. And you have to learn how things work. And you have to study hard and work hard in school and work hard in life. That's part of it. And I don't think Taco Donnie or Taco/Idiot Donnie had never really grew up. I don't think he ever has. He's everything handed to him on a silver platter. He's never worked for it. And he claims he's a businessman. He's more of a criminal. He's probably been doing it for 50 years and he should have been in prison by now. So anyway, I will see you on Friday on the 21st. Take care, stay safe. Mother Nature's not done with us weather-wise yet. Let's see. Sorry, I'm still trying to wake up. I think that's it. And just, I'll see you on Friday. Take care. Love you. And I will see you later. And thank you for watching. And be sure to subscribe on my YouTube channel, Ginger's Chat Show. Okay? Love you later. See ya. Bye-bye.